Imagine this. You walk into your tiny European kitchen one chilly evening, open the fridge, and all you see is half a carton of milk, 2 eggs, and that lonely pack of sugar that's been sitting there since Christmas. You let out a deep sigh, because your wallet feels lighter than your fridge. But then, boom, a smell hits your memory. That sweet, creamy, magical caramel pudding your grandmother used to make. And suddenly, instead of thinking I'm broke, your brain whispers something else. Hey, what if this humble dessert could become your escape plan? Yes, this is one of those stories. The kind where a simple spoonful of sweetness becomes a spoonful of opportunity. Today, we are unpacking something deceptively simple and incredibly powerful. How to start your own caramel pudding business from absolutely $0 and turn that silky dessert into your new income stream. Now hold on, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, nobody starts a business with nothing. Let's pause right there. Because what I'm about to share isn't a fairy tale. It's a practical, step-by-step reality. A story you can live yourself. Picture this. Anna from Krakow, Poland. She had bills stacking higher than pancakes and no capital to start a fancy business. But what she did have was her grandmother's caramel pudding recipe. Creamy, rich, made with love. She began selling small plastic cups to friends and colleagues for $2 each. Within a month, word spread faster than you can say extra caramel topping. And from that little experiment grew something astonishing. A dessert brand that now earns her more than her old office job did. That's the magic of starting small. And today, we'll walk through how you, sitting right now wherever you are, whether it's Lisbon, Dublin, or Berlin, can kickstart your own small, heart-driven business with zero starting cash. Ready? Let's stir this opportunity together. The sweet truth about small businesses. In business, people obsess over the big stuff, funding, branding, marketing. But the secret sauce often lies in simplicity. Caramel pudding doesn't need complicated equipment or extravagant ingredients. Just sugar, milk, eggs, and patience. Kind of like starting any dream. Basic ingredients, stirred with consistency. When you begin from zero, your biggest asset isn't money, it's creativity. Think about all the successful European bakeries that began in cramped apartments. Those tiny spaces baked not just desserts but resilience. Starting a caramel pudding business gives you the same chance. It's comforting, nostalgic, and profitable because, let's admit it, everyone loves dessert. Even in tough economies, people still crave a treat after dinner. Your pudding could literally be the affordable comfort they didn't know they needed. First step, testing your recipe. You don't need to rent a commercial kitchen or buy fancy molds. Start with what you already have, your stove, a pot, and your willpower. The first phase is all about perfecting your product. Start with small batches. Try different sugar levels or milk textures. Maybe you twist it a little, sea salt caramel for sophistication, or add a local touch like Irish cream flavor for something fun and unique. Think of your pudding like a character in a story. It should have personality. You're not just selling sweetness, you're selling emotion. Someone eats your pudding and suddenly they're back in their childhood kitchen, laughing with their grandparents. That's the real product. Nostalgia, comfort, joy, packaged into a creamy cup. Here's another funny thing. When your pudding flops the first time, and it will, don't panic. You'll probably end up eating all the evidence. The best kind of failure, right? But each batch will teach you something. Heat management, caramel color, texture balance. And every lesson costs you nothing but time. Second step, getting your first customers. This is where most people overthink. You don't need a marketing agency or paid ads. Your first testers are your neighbors, family, and co-workers. Give them a free taste, then ask for feedback. That's your first market research strategy, and it's powered by pudding, not PowerPoint. Let's go back to Anna for a second. She started with just 8 small cups, packed neatly in clean, reused containers from her home. She posted one picture on her local Facebook group with a caption, "Homemade caramel pudding, made with love." Within 3 hours, she sold all 8 cups. Why? Because food that's made by real people wins hearts faster than any shiny corporate campaign. In a world full of industrial brands, your homemade dessert feels personal. Human-made. Honest. So take out your phone, take a clean photo, and put a caption that makes people feel warm. Not "buy my pudding," but something like, "comfort in a cup on a rainy day." Add your story. People don't just buy pudding, they buy the human behind it. Third step, Selling using zero cash. You have no money? Perfect. You're about to learn creative hustling. Ask your local cafe if they'd like to partner with you. You make the pudding, they display it, and both of you share profits. Cafes love unique, artisanal items. They get bragging rights for having exclusive products, and you get exposure without paying rent. Or, use marketplaces like Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp groups. Yes, digital pudding sales. Welcome to the 2020s. Take advantage of the one thing you already own, your smartphone. Build simple visuals using free apps like Canva, and shout about your pudding story. Most people scroll endless content. Give them something scroll-stopping. A picture of a pudding slowly sinking into caramel, maybe with a caption like the 5-minute dessert that melts bad moods. If you've got courage and a portable fridge box, head to weekend markets. Talk, smile, and offer free samples. You become your own advertising board. No need for neon signs, just genuine enthusiasm. Fourth step, growing the brand. Once you start getting steady orders, reinvest profits instead of spending. This is how you grow from $0 to $1,000. Don't rush into fancy packaging or websites. Instead, focus on better ingredients and consistency. Ask yourself, can someone taste the difference when it's mine? Because branding begins in flavor long before it appears on labels. Imagine branding that matches your personal story. If you're from Paris, maybe it's called La Douceur de Marmon. If from Lisbon, maybe Doce de Rua. Names that feel local and emotional tend to stick stronger than corporate-sounding ones. At this point, you might consider creating bundle deals or mini jars that people can gift. Dessert gifting is booming across Europe, affordable luxury during holidays. And don't forget presentation. A tiny branded sticker, a handwritten thank you note, maybe a ribbon made from recycled paper. Small investments that create big impressions. Authentic brands grow not by shouting, but by whispering sincerely. Let's talk numbers, because money matters. Here's the arithmetic of sweetness. Let's say your pudding costs roughly 30 cents per cup to make, including sugar, milk, eggs, and gas. You sell it for $2. That's $1.70 profit per piece. Sell 50 cups a day. Congratulations, that's $85 daily. Even if you sell only on weekdays, that's over $400 per week, roughly $1,600 per month from your kitchen stove. The numbers might look simple, but that's the point. Simplicity scales beautifully. The lower your cost, the easier to expand. Once revenue starts flowing, divide your earnings 3 ways. Reinvest 40% into ingredients and packaging. Save 40% for growth opportunities, like buying a small refrigerator or mixer. Keep 20% as your personal reward fund, because hustlers deserve pudding, too. When you see steady returns, apply for local small business grants or competitions. Many European cities support home-based entrepreneurs who focus on artisanal food. These can help you scale from your kitchen to a small local shop. Funny business moments, because not everything will be perfect. There's always that one friend who'll order your pudding and then forget to pay, for 3 weeks. Treat that as your marketing tax. You'll have pudding debt collectors in your future. Once, a London-based seller accidentally sent a customer pudding jars without lids. The message she got back? The dessert's still amazing, but my car smells like creme brulee. Mistakes happen. Laugh, fix, move forward. And if one day a batch gets burnt and you want to cry, don't. The best entrepreneurs are born from failure-flavored stories. Every business hits caramel lumps before perfection. Building community instead of customers. Your repeat buyers will become family. Let them give feedback, share their experiences, and even name new flavors. Create polls for Next Flavor Friday. Maybe you'll introduce espresso caramel or pistachio pudding, named after a customer vote. Community builds emotional equity, stronger than financial capital. When people feel included, they don't just buy your pudding, they proudly promote it. Word of mouth spreads faster than any ad campaign. And remember, your kindness is part of the brand. Maybe partner with a local shelter occasionally. Donate excess pudding cups. Generosity grows visibility and trust. The more humanity you include, the more sustainable your business becomes. Scaling beyond your kitchen. Once you hit consistent orders and a recognizable name, consider scaling. You can collaborate with local farmers for fresher milk or set up a small workshop kitchen approved for commercial use. Eventually, digital marketplaces allow you to sell across borders. Europe's local food fascination means artisanal brands can thrive internationally. You could even franchise your idea. Imagine someone in Vienna starting a caramel pudding Vienna branch under your concept. From scratch to sweet empire, no sugarcoating needed. And the beautiful part is, unlike highly perishable food, pudding has good shelf life with refrigeration, making delivery options quite realistic. You're not limited by geography, you're limited only by imagination. The mindset behind the mix. Starting a $0 business requires zero excuses. You won't have everything figured out, and that's okay. Build as you learn. Success loves motion. Remember this equation: idea plus action plus persistence equals growth. Without persistence, ideas remain dessert daydreams. Think of life as caramelizing sugar. At first, it's messy, uneven, even a bit scary. The sugar bubbles angrily. But if you keep stirring patiently, the liquid gold forms. That's your entrepreneurial spirit. Stay through the bubbling moments, and sweetness will emerge. Story time. From pudding to purpose. Let me tell you about Marco from Milan. He was laid off during economic slowdown, mid-30s, 2 kids, no clear plan. One evening, he made caramel pudding for his daughter's birthday. She loved it so much she told her teacher, who asked him to make some for the school fundraiser. That one day of selling pudding sparked something. 2 years later, Marco owns a dessert catering brand selling to cafes and restaurants throughout northern Italy. His advice? Don't chase trends. Chase taste. That's gold. You don't need the next big app or high-tech startup. Sometimes, the next big thing is sitting quietly in your kitchen waiting for you to notice it. Handling growth and pressure. Growth can feel overwhelming. More customers mean more responsibilities. But remember, growth without stress doesn't mean no hard work. It means smart systems. Create a daily routine. Ingredient prep in mornings, deliveries, or pickups in evenings. Keep a simple ledger tracking costs and sales. You can even use Google Sheets. The clearer your numbers, the calmer your mind. You'll also attract copycats eventually. That's fine. Competition validates your idea. Instead of fearing imitators, keep evolving your signature style, your caramel color, your packaging, your tone of voice online. The one thing nobody can copy is you. And if someday your pudding finds itself in a supermarket fridge section, take a moment to breathe and remember where it started, from an empty fridge and a dream. Adding humor to hustle. Running a home dessert business will test your stamina. You'll discover there's a point called caramel crisis hour when everything sticks to the spoon, and your patience melts faster than sugar. That's your rite of passage. You'll laugh when you spill milk, cry when eggs crack wrong, and cheer when that first customer posts a selfie holding your pudding captioned, "Best comfort ever." That tiny dopamine rush is your new addiction. No caffeine needed. And hey, if you ever feel uninspired, remember you're literally turning sugar into money. That's practically magic. Where to go from here? Once your pudding line stabilizes, you can branch out. Maybe caramel sauces, dessert mixes, or cooking classes teaching others how to make pudding perfection. Every small creation opens doorways to bigger ideas. Eventually, your $0 beginning could evolve into a brand representing European dessert culture. Imagine licensing your recipes or selling ready-to-mix pudding kits online. The deeper beauty is this: you're no longer just making pudding, you're crafting independence. Financial independence with aroma. Final takeaway: the taste of freedom. When you decide to turn your skills into something sellable, even something as simple as caramel pudding, you reclaim control over your life. Financial freedom doesn't always begin with a big investment or business loan. Sometimes, it begins with courage, a saucepan, and a dream that refuses to stay quiet. Every spoonful of your pudding becomes a reminder that sweetness exists, even in tough times. It's a symbol of what's possible when creativity meets discipline. So here's your friendly nudge. Stop waiting for perfect timing or funding. Start where you are, with what you have. Stir your dreams into reality, one pudding at a time. Because freedom doesn't taste like luxury. It tastes like homemade caramel, earned, not bought. And remember, at Dollarmine Tricks, we are rooting for the small dreams, because small dreams, when stirred with consistency, become extraordinary realities. Keep stirring, keep believing, keep building. The world deserves to taste what you create.
What if the secret to making more money has always been out there? just hidden from you. At Dollar Mind Tricks on Patreon, we share simple, proven pro tricks to boost your income, smart online business ideas, and real strategies that successful people use every day, but rarely talk about. No fluff, no complicated theory. Just practical pro tricks and methods that actually work. Join Dollar Mind Tricks on Patreon today and start your journey to real financial freedom.